Hello, I am Jennifer of Jen and Coco. I hope you'll have a wonderful day today and have your mugs of hot chocolate ready, because we are diving into some world building, and I'm very excited for this. So, as we get started, I'd like to give a thank you to Artifexian and their work, because I will definitely be using a model and workflow not unlike what they've done with what he's done with some of his videos in the past. That said, I'm ready to jump on in. So first we're going to start with creating goals for our planet here. So one thing I've already established, we're not going to worry about extraterrestrial matters here, because I'd mentioned when we had started working on this society that this was likely this was possibly an alternate Earth scenario, like an interdimensional Earth, and I think we're gonna run with that. That this is an interdimensional Earth. That the multiverse exists in our universe we're working with here, and that and what we're seeing is humans essentially cataloging other dimensions, and this is the dimension that we're currently cataloging. So, with that in mind, I think pretty much our solar system is going to be more or less the same. There might be small differences here or there, and the larger universe is going to be mostly the same as well. That'll make actually dealing with constellations interesting, because we'll have the same star setup that we're used to, but instead of having instead of having why am I blanking on this? Yeah, instead of having human understandings of constellations, we'll have a very different society's understanding of our own same stars. So I think that could be very interesting. That said, our Earth is going to be different. At the very least, like geographically speaking, it's gonna have like about this. It's gonna be the same size. It's gonna be similar, like atmosphere and composition, those sorts of things, and to the extent we're going to try and not change too much, for the fact that I still want our evolutionary history to be roughly similar. That said, I'm willing to take a lot of artistic license here. So some things I do know I want, because we are evolving this from a Venus flytrap like plant. I want a climate that allows for, or that is optimal for creating Venus flytrap creatures. So, what that means is that we need an area that is similar to Wilmington, North Carolina. Essentially, a very a humid year-round, warm area. With swampy, marshy areas all around. That's a lot of what we want. With some temperature changes, enough that that there are noticeable seasons, although winter is significantly dampened compared to a lot of the rest of the. Compared to if you even go a couple miles inland, where once you get away from those onshore breezes, that once you get away from the onshore breezes, that the temperature fluctuations are much more noticeable. So, with this in mind, we want. Sorry, let me get some things organized over here. I did some looking. I also did some looking on Artifexian's video on the Köppen climate designations, and I want to do a little bit more looking into that myself. But essentially, in my opinion, we want to maximize the region of the humid subtropical zone, which in Artifexian's video is listed to be somewhere between 25 and 45 degrees latitude. Wilmington sits at 35 degrees latitude, so fairly in the smack dab middle of that. And that's kind of where we really want to put a lot of coastal land masses in that area, or we want to try and have a lot of coastal land masses in that area. So that's one place that we know we want to start. I don't want an archipelago. That is, or at least I don't want a lot of small islands. I want there to be significant land masses for the primary reason of, I want to give this creature room to, or I want to give the society room to take over continents, and have a history not unlike that of humans. That said, I do think that despite having that said, like, while we do want to maximize our coastal areas, we don't want a lot of small island chains, but that's not to say that we have to have large, sprawling continents. We could have smaller continents, more like Australia size. I'm just trying to avoid things like Indonesia, or the Bahamas, to be honest. Trying to go for... so yeah, we'll look into that more as we carry on. So yeah, let's write these down. So, humid subtropical regions. Actually, lots of coastal humid subtropical regions. Those are going to be very important for us. Okay. Smaller. Here, let's put it this way. Continents on the smaller side with more however, not small enough, or while avoiding being too, I'm gonna misspell archipelago. Okay, so those are two things that we definitely know we want this world to have. One thing I mentioned is that part of the evolutionary process of this species is that they are initially I forget the name, but initially they grow on trees. I have the term for that somewhere. Give me one moment. Here we are. Nope, not that one. Let's see my other. Epiphytes. Initially, our Venus flytrap species is epiphytal? That doesn't sound right. But they're epiphytes. They live in trees. They live on the branches of trees specifically, and so that's kind of their initial state. As we carry on with this, one thing, like the thing that really brings them into, and that's where they develop their carnivory, is up in the trees. However, where they develop their motion is eventually deforestation of some type happens, forcing them to lose their tree habitats and move to the ground, where they use their natural, or where they use what was their where they use what once was their blanking on the words here. Where they use what once was some of their carnivorous leaves to form motion and that sort, and become motile, and from there grow and grow and grow. So, with that in mind, this is an earlier idea. early in the planet, which means, but eventually that some of those, particularly some of our, what used to be some of our humid subtropical regions, will eventually collide with other land masses and form larger continents. So we know that their original home is now going to be on top of a mountain, essentially. Because we're talking about long evolutionary processes here to get from their original form to get to their present day. So I think the time frame will be fine. This is probably going to be one of the more recent changes, or one of the more recent changes in the geography of the world, is this collision of these continents here, or at least large islands. So, let's see, other things that we can work with here. I think this... So these are things that we have to have in order to form... Two early continents collide, causing change of habitat, forcing Flaunal evolution to present day. Okay, so with that in mind, is there anything else that we can really focus on here, or that we want to discuss on this section? Any other geographical things I want to promote? Let's put it that way. Not that I can think of right now. I think this is a good starting point. As we start working on this, we can think of more. And actually, Earth-like-ish. At the very least, I want Earth-like portions of water to land. I want to aim for that, which I believe is what? It's 75% of our planet's water, or is it 60%? %. Okay. Oh wow, yeah, okay, so 71%. I was on the other side of that. Got it. Okay. So, with this in mind, this is G-plates. This is what we're going to be using to try and map our planet, and to figure out some of our early, and to figure out some of our geography and that sort and stuff. At least to start off with. This will at least give us a globe to work on. And it does tell us, if you see at the bottom here, it'll tell you the latitude and longitude that you're currently, that your mouse is currently at. So we know that if we're looking for 35 degrees, this is going to be our sweet spot right here, or this is our sweet spot in our southern hemisphere for our land masses, and this is our sweet spot up in our upper northern hemisphere. I'm almost tempted to to emphasize more of the southern hemisphere on our world, just to change things up from our own Earth. And I think that'll be kind of a fun thing to do. Also, kind of give us a way to change things around. So we want to focus on making land masses in this region particularly. So let's get started with that. Now, as we look through here, we're gonna start with just drawing some basic shapes. Okay, well, I think this is no polygon. It's been a moment since I've used this, so bear with me here as we work through this. Let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Hello. Yeah, let's start with some polygons. Because we want to just make some basic plate, or we want to start off making some plates. So, we're going to go very rough and basic with these first ones. Like, these are just our plates. Now that I think about it, I don't think that that's a... Okay, hold on. Let's... Okay, that looks good to me. At least to start off with. And now all of the stuff that we have this. You probably can't see this part. Nope. Okay. Okay, next. Okay. Next, carrying on. Okay, all the saving stuff to do on this. This is gonna be plates. Save. Close. Oh boy. Lots of work to do here. Okay, and we have our first plate. How realistic of this? No idea, but we're gonna go with this to start with. Okay. And from here, Ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba. There we are. Okay. Next. Actually, I realized that there we are. Okay. Next one. So, okay. Great feature. We have here la ba da ba da ba da. And actually, okay, let's do that. Okay, actually first, not that one. There we are. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. La da da dum, ba da ba da dum. Now the real question is, do I make this? This is probably going to be most of what I'm doing today. So do I make this a longer stream, or do I cut this off at my normal time and just make this and do most of the rest of this off camera today? Great questions all around. Okay. Okay, there we are. Okay, I'm already starting to get some ideas on how these can move, so that's good. Okay. Carrying on, making a planet. Create. Next. Next, that's number 5. Create. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay. That's better. Okay. Create feature. Continental crust. 106. Next. Create. Okay. So I'm thinking, so far I'm thinking that, I think that this is going to be where our mountain range is. That this is going to be where our two items formed. And actually, yeah, so we're going to have to change up some of these classifications as we carry on. Like this one, maybe. So, things I'm thinking of. That we have... that this is going to be where our mountain range is. So this continent is where our Flaunal creature, or this is going to be the crust that our Flaunal creatures originated on, about here-ish. And then a continent on this crust collided into this one and formed the mountain range. As they carried on, the the habitat loss prompted evolutionary changes, which then created our current and present day Flaunal creatures. So we have those changes. So we know that these two are going to be continental, and actually we have a rough idea of their motion too. So let's start marking that as well. Let's make a save real quick. Okay. So let's... Okay. No, hold up. I know what I want to do a little bit. I want this one actually headed a bit more north. And I have a reason for that, because I think that These two are slowly separating, causing this to form. So this is a newly forming plate, probably likely oceanic. Okay. Let's see. So that's going this direction. This one. Oh, hello. Okay. Next, create. Dang it. Hey! Oops. I want to, so I did not mean to save that there. Let's edit this. Actually, let's just... there we go. We'll redraw that. And make it work. Feature unclassified next 201 actually, not 200. Next create new feature collection. Create save as arrows. Save close. I actually don't mind that being that purple if that's what it actually is going to be. Let's see. Select draw style. Let's go with... oof, nope. Yeah, we'll go with gold for right now. Awesome. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Actually, no, I want this to be a little bit more like this. There we are. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Create feature. Unclassified. 202. Next. Create. Fantastic. Okay. We've got this moving here, this moving here. We've got this one moving away as well. Okay. I'm thinking this is an oceanic crust here as well. Create. Next. 203. Next. Next. Arrows. Create. Awesome. So yeah, we're starting to get a sense of what's happening here. This one's actually going to just naturally be moving away from those other two. Create feature. Next. 204. Next, create. Let's save this now while we're thinking about it. Alright, I think that we're getting a sense of how our world's going to look. I'm going to call the stream here. I'm going to work, hopefully finish up the rest of this. We're creating the rest of the plates off stream. I might even start doing some of the building the land masses before Friday, but that is definitely we're definitely at least going to be talking about land masses and those sort of things on Friday. So you can look forward to that. Thank you for everyone who joined me today. I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day.